This video is not made for children. None of the videos on my channel are made for children. Thank you very much. Well, hey there, and how are you today? My name is Carla. I am an adult doll collector, and you are in my hangout. And today, we are going to make a rather easy peasy decoration for me, it's for my doll town, but for you, maybe just for wherever you want it. Because I'm making a doll town, I would like some street lights for it. So anyways, I have laid out here all the things that you will need. You'll need one of these wooden dowels, about yay thick, okay? You can get this at Walmart in the craft section. You'll need one skewer. You can get this in the kitchen gadget section, a whole package of them for like, I don't know, 97 cents. You need one circle. You can get these in the craft section also. I picked up a set of these bells. You only need two of them, but you know, you can't only buy two, but you only need two. I'm going to use one of these. If you can, I got this at Hobby Lobby, but you can also find these at Michael's or even online at Amazon or Walmart. To compare how tall it is, here is a little pink thing, and here's how tall this is, if that helps at all. You're going to want some of the more decorative ornament hangers. So they're like this. Okay. I'm using one wooden bead or one bead. It's round. I also have two smaller beads because I like the shape on the outside of them, but you can use any kind you want. I'm using one of these. This you can get in the jewelry making section. A little bit of floral wire would be helpful. Not absolutely necessary, but it is helpful. I am using a little drill, so it's a hand drill. You can use a pen or a pencil, either one is helpful. I'm going to be using one of these just to do some of the cutting. Now I am using a couple of these lights. I got these off of Amazon. And to turn it on, you just have to turn the light. What I like about these lights is you can turn it one way or the other. Turn it off or on. I'm going to use two. Gonna want a ruler, some way of measuring. You'll want a paintbrush, whichever your favorite paintbrush is. Whatever color paint you want. I'm going to be using jet black. And hot glue. If you don't have hot glue, you can use any other kind of glue that will hold things, pretty much, all right? It isn't that super important. And you want one of these, probably. You don't have to, but it might come in handy. We're going to cut the skewer down to 5 inches. Measure this out to 5 inches. Now I'm also going to mark at the 2.5 inch spot, and then I'm going to mark a 1/4 inch off on one side of that and on the other side of that. This handy dandy thing I'm going to use that to cut this. Then I won't need it again until I need to cut the floral wire. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is I want to sand down the edges, the two ends, enough for this bead to fit on the end of it easily. So here we go. Okay, once you've sanded it down enough, you should be able to put, if you're going to use a bead, you should be able to put the bead right on the edge and it'll fit snug. Those of you who are comfortable with a jewelry kit will probably just bore the hole a bit larger. I do not have anything, I don't know how to do that, so I didn't. So I sanded instead, okay? This part of the project, at first, we're just going to be doing some preparatory work. So we're going to take off 2 of these bells, and they could be any kinds of bells, really. I got these because they're a softer plastic, so I figured they'd be a little easier to, to work with. Okay, so now we're going to drill a hole, or drill an opening, in the top of this bell. We do not want to lose this handle. So I'm taking one of the larger drill sizes, and I've opened this up, because those of you, you've used these, you know exactly about these. But if you're not familiar with these, they'll start off probably kind of with the closed mouth, right? So you're going to turn it, and that opens it up. And then you're going to put the bit, down until basically you feel it isn't going to go down any further. And remember, lefty is loosey, righty is tighty. Okay? And then watch out for your fingers, but carefully drill a hole in the top of the bell. The goal is, of course, to make an opening all the way across, but I start with a hole. And the drill goes through these pretty easy. It doesn't take much to make a hole. And just kind of keep doing that until you have an opening all the way across. And be careful when you're doing it. Now I find for me this little center gap is a little bit of a problem. So I kind of have found if I come at it at the side and just kind of, wiggle, you can wear it away. I've just about got the hole all done. I'm just going to take a brush and kind of brush some of this extra stuff away. And you don't have to worry about it too much. This stuff isn't going to be around for long. Kind of brush out the inside of your bell. And you should be able to see a gap like that, or somewhat like that. And that is because you're going to take one of these lights that you can order, like I said, off of Amazon. And you want this part to go through that hole. And you want it to fit snug. You want it to go all the way through that top part, but you don't want it to be loose. Like so. And I'm going to glue that into place now. Okay, you can ignore the bells for a little while now. Now the next thing I'm going to do is from the top down, I'm going to measure about 2 inches down. I need 2 inches down, on here. So on here's my 2 inches. All right. This is the only other time you're going to need this, because we're going to drill a hole from one side through to the other. And you want to drill it as straight through as possible. Easier said than done sometimes. If it goes sideways, a little sideways, don't judge yourself too hard. You're in good company. I'm going to start with a smaller bit to start with, so I don't have to push so hard to go through the wood. So I'm going with a slender bit first. And I'm just going to keep drilling it through until it goes out to the other side. And this wood isn't really hard, so as you can see, it doesn't take much to pull it as I pull it out. Now that I have a hole started, I can go with a larger bit. Now I'm going to go with a definitely larger bit. All the way down. Righty-tighty. And goes back to your hole and twist again. And see, by doing a small hole first, this one going through as a larger one then was a faster prospect. And you should have 2 holes. Your skewer should be able to fit through it. And it does. Here we go. Now I'm going to sand those edges a little bit because, you know, they look kind of ugh. Now let's take our little disc while we're doing these other things. And take a little bit of wood glue. I'm going to put that on the bottom of this in the middle of the disc. Just kind of let it, and then kind of just let it do its thing, let it dry. Okay, now we're ready to put this in here. And the idea is for a little bit of this to be on one side and a little bit of this to be on the other through the hole. And the hole should be, it should fit very snug in there. And once you have that in, this is when we're going to take the time to put these on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one on this side and one on this side. I'm going to start with hot glue. Hot glue on that part and hot glue here. I think I've got it the right way. There. And we're going to do that on the other side as well. I'm just going to take, you know, a bit. And the idea is just kind of wrap the floor wire around up there. So we'll hold those in place. Because I don't really want the hot glue to be the only thing holding those in place because they're so narrow. Just going to keep winding the floor wire through it. And once it's all painted, it'll look decorative, so it's not a bad thing to have it go on there. Then for me, I think I'm just going to tuck it in around this one thing, I think. There, and that should be keeping those in place. And I'm going to wrap floor wire around both of these parts as well. So I'm going to cut some more. And it doesn't really take a lot. Like I said, I do not want, the glue was used to be more of a placeholder. Okay, I did not want the glue to be what's holding this in place. So see? Okay, so see, just like that. And do the same thing on the other side. There, and that's how the top of it's going to be. But I also want something down here. Okay, and now I'm going to get these two so they're connected like so. Don't know, you could probably see now what I'm trying to do here. And I'm going to make the twisty part kind of off to the side here. Okay, and it should look somewhat like this. Next we're going to put the top on. So that is where I'm going to take this little thing, this little, I'm using one of these wood beads. I got a box, the big box of them. You can get that in the crafting section in Walmart, but you can find the big box of beads pretty much anywhere. And of course, you want to try to get it as evenly on top as possible. And this is not a step you have to do. It's just a step that I'm choosing to do. Dimension to it. So I'm going to take this and put that on top of here. Now we're going to put on the bells. So I'm going to put one on one side. I'm not going to glue it or anything. I'm just going to put it in. Do that for the other side. And put the other one in on the other side. Then we're going to put the beads at the tip. So one is going at one tip. The beads at the tip. Here's one. Here's the other. Now I'm going to add just a little dollop of hot glue on both sides just to make sure that they stay. Well, I intend, actually, no, I better just a little bit. Then we're going to glue this to this. Now to turn on the light. And then it's ready to be painted any color you want. I'm going to paint mine black. All right, let's start painting. So, I finally got it painted, and I did 2 of these because I wanted to see what it's like to have the hangers going different ways. So this is one I did. This is my prototype, and so on this one I put a little wreath on, and then this is the one we did together. And I know it's a little cockeyed, but I put a couple hanging plants. Now I'm going to see if I can show you what they look like. There we go. This is what they look like with the lights off. Isn't that nice? I think they're beautiful. Well, thank you very much for joining me today on this video where we got to build street lights or outdoor lights for the town using ingredients, using supplies that you can get from your local Walmart or your local crafting store, and lights that you can order off of Amazon, or maybe, I'm not sure if you can get them out of a crafting store or not. I've never really looked. But yeah, so this is just out of everything you get in the crafting section and the Christmas section. So if you like this video, please hit like. Please hit subscribe if you're not a subscriber. The button should be somewhere on this side, I believe. It's usually there. It's red. It says subscribe. You just boop, boop, without the noise. You don't have to make the boop noise. I made it for you. I saved you the trouble because I'm just awesome like that. See how that works too? Yeah, buddy. I'm very giving. So anyway, yes, definitely, please subscribe. And if you are a subscriber, thank you very much for being a subscriber. You guys know how much I appreciate you guys. I think you're awesome. You make my day so much better. I just can't tell you enough how much I appreciate you guys. So definitely comment down below. Let me know what you thought of these. Did I, once again, did I make it, or was this just like the sorriest thing you've ever seen? I hope it isn't the sorriest thing you've ever seen. I hope not. So anyway, I guess we will find out. So, but definitely comment down below. I love hearing from you guys, and I do answer the comments. So there is that. Sharing is caring, and if you know anyone who's trying to make a little doll town, and there seem to be more of us doing that, go ahead and share this video with them. It's another way of doing outdoor lights. My friend Dee also made a video on making street lights. Hers are more modern and they're wonderful and excellent tutorials. So definitely check hers out. So you can have another way of doing street lights because they're great. Trust me, they're great. I love her stuff. So definitely sharing is caring, and thank you again for giving some of your time to me. I appreciate you. Have a great day, a great night, whatever time it is, or a great morning. You get the idea. I just hope it's great. So thank you and goodbye.